600 people are shot, of whom 59 are already dead, by a guy with no criminal record, apparently perfectly normal until he did this, who has legally, it would appear, we don't know for sure, but it would appear from early reports, has legally acquired 42 guns, including a number of semi-automatic rifles. Why this would not just automatically lead to new gun control measures, and why you would oppose that?
Again, it's a very complex and complicated answer. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to all of the reasons in this segment. I have to say right off the bat, I hear all the time from gun control supporters that they want to have a conversation. And my response to that is, there's not going to be a conversation until gun control supporters stop intentionally lying to people or misrepresenting the facts. For instance, Robin just a minute ago said sniper rifles, great hyperbole. The U.S. military uses what's called the M24, which is based on the Remington 700 308 hunting rifle that has been around for over 70 years. But calling it a sniper rifle gets people's attention.
All right, Dan, you are, if you don't mind me saying, you're distracting from what I asked you, and I want you to focus very clearly.
No, I'm not.
I want you to focus very clearly, Dan. I'm not really in the mood for you just to do your distraction technique, right? I need you...
I'm not distracting, but you keep interrupting before I can finish my answer.
I asked you a question, you chose to answer a different one. So let me ask you again. What can possibly justify anyone being able to buy 42 weapons, many of which were high-powered semi-automatic rifles? How can you justify that?
Piers, here you go again. There is nothing exceptionally high-powered about an AR-15. In fact, it shoots the most low-powered center-fire rifle cartridge available on the market in the United States.
The man just shot 600 people. Of course they're high-powered. Okay. We heard the bullets go off ourselves. We heard them firing, Dan. You're talking complete and utter nonsense.
There are 20 different calibers of very common hunting rifle cartridges that will go through any police officer's vest, period. They're not classified as armor piercing. They're not anything that are regulated at all. The facts are the AR-15 is the least powerful centerfire rifle on the market in the United States, period.
Well, then there's even bigger problems, isn't there? If the semi-automatic AR-15 this guy used to shoot 600 people in a few minutes, it's the least high-powered, then the problem's even bigger than we think. And let me do my favorite trick with you, Dan, again. Because this always works well. I want you to explain this. Explain this, Dan.
Piers.
No. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Do you know something that we don't know?
Here's how this works. I ask the questions, you answer them.
I've
got in my hand, I was in Las Vegas 6 weeks ago. And you know what? I fancied buying a Kinder Surprise chocolate egg, right? You and I discussed...
Piers.
No, wait, let me ask a question. I want you to answer... Don't laugh, Dan, it's not funny. 600 people got shot.
No, it is funny. Your example is ridiculous.
Right, here's the example. This is banned, not just in Las Vegas, not just in Nevada. It is banned in the United States of America because there are little toys.
That is absolutely false.
It is completely true. You cannot legally
buy
these
and I can
in
prove
America.
These have little toys.
These have little toys inside which are deemed hazardous.
This is a lie, Piers,
hazardous to children. It is not a lie. You cannot buy these legally in America. So I simply say to you, Dan, that time after these massacres, you come on this program, and you used to come on my program in America, and you look us in the eye and you say, the only answer is to do nothing. There's nothing wrong with guns. It's the people. But here we had a law-abiding gun owner, the archetypal NRA guy, right? He's just a normal, regular guy with no criminal record, but because of your insane gun laws, he can arm himself with 42 weapons and unload 600 bullets, which hit Americans and people traveling from around the world, leaving 59 dead and many critically wounded. How can any of this make sense, Dan? What are you going to do about this?
We're not going to do much of anything, hopefully. What does the number of firearms somebody
Why would you hope you
do
nothing? How can you hopefully do nothing?
because I don't believe in restricting the rights of hundreds of millions of people because of the acts of a madman.
What about the rights of the people who got shot? What about the rights of the young children, of the pensioners, of the mothers, of the fathers, of the 59 who were dead, of the 530 who were wounded? What about their rights? Where do the rights of people to stay alive supersede your rights to have a semi-automatic military-style weapon? Where do the rights of people to live supersede that?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. There is no such thing as a semi-automatic military-style weapon. It is
yes, there is, Dan, because we heard it being fired.
No, there isn't.
We heard it being fired with our own ears. You can sit there and you can tell British people these aren't powerful weapons, but we heard them.
Do you know
we heard them
that
being
we don't
fired,
know?
Dan. We heard your lie exposed on video.
Piers?
We heard it.
Do you know something that law enforcement does not know? Because every law enforcement officer I've spoken with has said that that is fully automatic fire. It is a machine gun, which has been banned in the United States since 1986.
That, as you know, has not been confirmed. Actually, the New York
That is not true.
Actually,
Multiple
the New York,
Las Vegas police officers have said it's been fully automatic.
To correct you once again, the New York Times the New York Times has studied the gunfire, and they believe it is semi-automatic fire, and he may have used butt stock of other devices to make it more rapid fire. That is another anomaly in American law. You can buy other components with your legally acquired weapons and turn them into more rapid fire weapons, right? We know that, Dan. You and I know that. And you and I debate this time and again, and each time you try and justify it and say, hopefully nothing will change. When the rest of the world looks at you guys going, what is happening to America?
People in another country.
Sorry?
I don't have to justify the rights of Americans to people in another country.
What about the rights of all the non-Americans that were in Las Vegas that night? What about the rights of British people that were in the Vegas Strip who actually may have been gunned to death because of your stupid gun laws?
Piers, I know plenty of UK expats that have moved here and enjoy their Second Amendment rights. If people are too afraid to come to the United States, then I suggest they not visit.
No, we're not afraid to go to the United States. I'll tell you what we're afraid of. We're afraid that America is going to do absolutely nothing as the scale of these massacres ever worsens. That's what everyone's afraid of.
I'm going to do my part to try to make sure that we don't.
So your response, just to clarify, your response to this guy raining 600 bullets down on innocent people is, hopefully, your words, to do nothing.
As I said, I don't believe with the concept of punishing hundreds of millions of people because of the acts of a madman.
Right, so just to clarify, the response is to do
He's
nothing.
a good NRA soldier.
Well, let me just finish. Just to clarify, your response... What are you laughing at?
The comment from Robin about being an NRA soldier.
Right, well, the NRA would say very similar stuff to what you're saying.
Toe the line.
What nobody understands, Dan Roberts, is why you would not want to do anything. Why you hope nothing is done to stop this happening again.
I think I've made my answer pretty clear twice already. I'll follow it up with every counterterrorism expert and law enforcement officer that I've heard from today said that there is absolutely no way that anything could have been done to stop this guy. He was not on anyone's radar for any reason whatsoever.
Okay, Robin, let's go to you for the final word. Of course there's a way, because you just stop people like him.
So you know more than law enforcement.
You know what you do, Dan? You stop people like this guy getting 42 guns, period. That's what you do. America needs fewer guns, less access to guns, and then guess what? You will have fewer gun deaths and few massacres. Robin, let me leave you with the final word. Robin, I can't even debate this civilly, to be honest with you, because it just enrages me too much when I hear a response to a massacre like that, when so many innocent people's lives have been destroyed, and the response is, hopefully, we do nothing.
Because it's an absolute adherence to a dogma that cares nothing for human lives, that cares about its guns. And so when what you care about is your guns more than the safety of other people's children, parents, siblings, and communities, and you will promote those guns and the sale of those guns above and beyond the lives of the people in this country, nothing can break through that, because the only thing you care about is your guns. So how are you supposed to have a rational conversation about how to save lives with someone who doesn't care about lives because they only want their guns. You look at Australia. In Australia, they had the Port Arthur massacre. They took assault weapons out of the hands of civilians who have absolutely no need for them, not for hunting, not for sport shooting. And you know how many mass shootings they've had in Australia since then? None, not one. So the idea that we can't do something to stop this is absurd.
Of course
It's
it is.
ridiculous, and yet this is the sort of argument you hear being made.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is, and it's just Groundhog Day, and I fear for America. I really do, when the answer is hopefully we do nothing. Dan Roberts and Robin, thank you both very much indeed.
Well, we ended that discussion exactly where I thought we would, because
nowhere, right.
when I said, will anything happen, apparently the answer was going to be so complex that nothing will change.
It's not complex at all, you just get rid of the guns.
We are
Really quite
speaking
straightforward.